the first solo speaker here on stage in track room 3. Talking about game discovery platforms is Oliviero Camilleri from Gamelight. So a round of applause. Come on up. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Come on, there's your clicker.
Lovely.
And, at the end, I'll come and help you take questions from the audience.
Sounds good. Absolutely. Well, thank you for being here. Well, it's great to be on stage again. Yesterday was a bit of a roller coaster one, and I really truly support the help that I got from the BGC team, Dave, Siri, Peggy. It's been and the technical side. It's been amazing to see all the support, and it makes me more proud to actually be part of this industry. So without further ado, I'm happy to reopen the conversation that I left behind yesterday about game discovery platforms in 2024. So for those who are unfamiliar with this rewarded UA source, we're going to have an overview about the main traits, how does it help improve LTV, and basically increase ARPU and all these fancy acronyms. And then rewarded UA and Gamelight Effect, because we have brought innovations inside the rewarded UA industry, and we noticed that a lot of heads have turned, and we're very happy that a lot of people are getting more insights, more knowledge about this industry, and this is what we want, because I think it's a very innovative way of pushing users to become more bonded to some games that they will find becoming their go-to. So, without further ado, let's start with the formal introductions. My name is Oliviero, and I'm a BD manager for Gamelight. I'm joined with the purpose of actually getting in touch with this industry. As a Gen Zer, I played a lot of mobile games, and it's great to be part of it. And getting to see people that contributed to some core memories of mine is extremely gratifying. And yeah, you can see other details. I'm a game lover, so full-on 360, no matter if it's board games, console games. I'm Italian, so that's another detail that I think is fair to know. And this is the Gamelight team. We're 40+ team members, and for me, it's a bit of a shocker, because last time I did an intervention in April, I was just mentioning that we just broke the 20+ team member mark. So seeing this spiking growth in teammates and having more brilliant minds to actually join us is amazing. And so we're based in Hamburg, Germany. So I relocated from Italy to cold Hamburg, a bit of a shocker, but it's a lovely place. And then we speak 20+ languages, stay in 15+ geos, so any UA manager is set in terms of time zones, because we're basically covering the whole thing. And then 25+ bets, which is a plus. So this is basically an overview of what UA managers tend to go for when it comes to how to spend their budgets. And you can see the traditional sources like Google Ads, social channels, and then 2 types of rewarded sources. So one is video channels, basically the one where a user will tend to watch a 30-second+ ad for the intent of getting a reward afterwards. So if it's a game, like a second life or extra coins. While rewarded UA is centered around engaging with the user as they play the game. So it's not about the part of just installing the title and finding, especially the one that are mostly connecting to them, but also about giving them support to actually push from the initial steps where it gets challenging, especially when they don't know the rules, and having these objectives and make them have an extra driver to go through tutorials or reach level 1, 2, 3, 5. It's great to create basically a first bonding, and then to kind of break it down. This reward system is basically about users reaching objectives that are part of the game in exchange of rewards. So this reward system is inside we have our own self-developed and published apps, and users will collect, let's call it Gamelight coins, and then reach a certain milestone and decide, okay, I want to trade this, and they will get another reward, like gift cards or vouchers, basically. So this is how it works as a whole, and there are some aspects that we noticed inside the rewarded industry that need an extra push, because sometimes UA manager would have some past experiences about rewarded UA, and they would say the LTV wasn't too high, and sometimes it's due to maybe the user interface. because like they would like, yes, like promote their titles, but then compete with like 50 others. So it makes the game in front of them for the user like less valuable, and they have more options to basically center around the rewards rather than playing the games. So we noticed this, and in our platforms we have like like a recommendation that is personalized of 4 titles per user to first of all maximize the like the power of our instruments, but also of our tools. Instruments is Italian, sorry, but also like to find the user to willingly invest more on those titles. So these are like key benefits when like there is a successful recommendation system and also a great reward structure that helps driving a user to become more bonded and then willingly, if it's IAP to spend or just to kind of like reach the set ROS goals of the partner. So like such high user engagement and retention rates. This is like highly interconnected with the recommendation, but also with the reward system. Cost effective because it's not like a premium UA source of any kind. Like it's quite on the budget compared to like other traditional sources. Increased monetization opportunities because, yet again, we, especially in our case, are focusing to just recommend to those users who have already a liking to the games that we have in our showcases. And then better targeting a user quality. So I would like to showcase basically our main strength of Gamelight, which is our AI algorithm. So this tool helps us in like throughout the entire UA process. From the very beginning, when the first user comes across the title, we have, first of all, an automated system that looks into optimizing the whole process from the recommendation side of things, meaning that we will look into how the user will engage with the title and see like which are the key parameters that determine that this is like a great user for this game. So you see maximizes ROAS and retention rates, but also we have this tool to also optimize the user experience as they're playing the game, meaning that when we're launching a title, we are not only asking for a high amount of rewards, but also like a high variety, because we want to try and understand what does the user like, Will it be like level-based events? Will it be another trackable event? So we want to make sure that we find the ones that are creating the highest engagement and then recommending those to yet again create like high retention and push to increase LTV. So highest LTV and ARPU, real-time optimization I was mentioning earlier. So from the very first moment that a user comes across the game, it's already optimizing, but also short learning phase because our tool takes just up to 5 days to fully optimize and then understanding which are the key parameters that are bringing the highest performance to our partners. And also minimal effort because sometimes UA managers come with their own set targets. So they have like a match 3 title and they say, look, this is what we want, 20 to 35 female, let's do this. But then there are some players inside like our platforms that maybe 45 male that will love to play those games, and there is like an objective information that determines whether or not they will love this. So we're also including like high a high source of UA to them, and we're seeing like a great performance and we're exceeding everyone's expectations, and it's lovely to see in our industry. So this is an insight of what the AI tool that we're using is looking into. So we're looking through app usage data, which is basically the biggest source of information that a user can allow us to take basically a look for us into. So this is like basically the whole history of the user within that device. So if it's like 5 months, it's 5 months of like data history. If it's a year of history. So it's a lot of information to look, and we're glad that we are automating this process and avoiding human error. As you can see, we're looking through demographic data. This is all for like targeting purposes, but also like the gaming history, which I think is the core because we're looking at user preference, favorite genres, past gaming interactions, because like sometimes users like to jump back and forth on a title, and also behavioral patterns. So this is like an overview of our tool. And it's great because, like I said, it's automating everything. It's optimizing in real time. And we're basically able to deliver the most objective source of basically targeting that we can possibly provide. So the perception of rewarded UA has changed over the years, and one of the main challenges that rewarded UA has seen is that sometimes like UA manager have already their own set parameters in terms of budgeting. So like 80% is already going towards like traditional sources, and then they will have like a leftover 20% to do like some differentiation, and this is where they would like start to get engaged with rewarded UA, which is great, but at the same time we're only seeing, if it's 20%, only 20% of like rewarded UA's potential. So it's great to actually see that when partners have tested us and they put like the data in comparison, they see that this engaging way of interacting with the user that is like like helping them to to take part on the on their user journey. They say, well, you know what, like we want to instead of 20, let's do 35 and then 40. And with some of our partners, we are their main source of UA, which is great to see. And like it's quite innovative to deliver this type of source. So it's great. So it doesn't really, for us, like the tool works perfectly with every genre, whether it's like IAP or IAA based. We're able also to understand that through like the app user data, but also like if a user has come across us like on advertisement, like on an ad, we're able to understand that also they're most likely to play like IAA games rather than IAP. So there is like a lot of like detail taken into also like the monetization that partner is using. So you can see like even for like we have made a lot of case studies with a lot of partners, some casual, mid-core, social casino. And for us, even like if a new genre comes out tomorrow, like as long as there are trackable events, we're able to launch it and just bring good performance. So an example here that I have is Goat Games. So we launched with them, and you can see that we have set ROS goals D7 by 43% and ROS D30 86, and it's great results because we exceeded the expected goals by 162%, which is quite remarkable. It was great to see on both ends, and compared to like other sources they have been using, we have achieved 410% of D30 average revenue per user, which is another great source. I would heavily recommend to look into this case study, but also like the other ones that we have made with other casual publishers and social casino publishers, because it's great to see that we are able to deliver the source and like these performances. So basically, like it's interesting that we have brought this information to the table. We have made a lot of like noise in terms of like the case studies, also like our AI tools, and see that publishers, yet again, the most important thing is that partners like try our sources on the first hand, and they see how like the potential that lies behind it, and then they make this transition. And like I said, they make rewarded UA as their main source of traffic, which I think it's great. And to be honest, it's like unique source of UA that really doesn't shine much from like other traditional sources. And also we had the opportunity to also like break through the rewarded on iOS, which was a bit of a gray area for a while. And then we also like brought like basically like for us the performance is as good as Android, and we were able to also like keep more of an eye and make people from our industry more invested to launch on iOS as well. So lastly, we are seeing also like a lot of like changes in terms of like people understanding the world of rewarded UA, and it's great to see that also like other UA sources are deciding to breaking through this environment, which is I think yet again great, because all we want is just like to bring more awareness of the source that is like completely non-invasive. So it's like it's all up to the user to whether or not like push it, and it's incredibly like game centered. And yeah, it's also like, with the AI algorithm, with these tools that help you support, launching a great source with minimal effort and using a very objective source to rely to is amazing. So yeah, I think that's me. Thank you so much for the attention. It's been a pleasure. If you have any questions.
Yeah, we have time.
I'm here.
If there are any questions, we've got time for a question, I think. Oh, Peggy, let me bring you a mic. There we go.
Okay.
We see the success in casual and social casino, but what would this look like, or what would be an ideal experience, or can there be an experience in the other subgenres? Like, for example, when you look at the data from Sensor Tower, you're seeing that, like, yeah, you know, sports simulation is a huge opportunity for indie developers and other verticals like that. So how would that look in those cases?
I'm sorry, I think I kind of zoned out. Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry. I'm human, I'm sorry, guys.
Because I've just been looking at the data. I'm always looking for the opportunity.
Of course.
There's a positive side to everything.
Yep.
And so the data says these are verticals where indies have a huge opportunity. They're niche,
Yep.
but they can win big. And I was wondering, in that case, what would a rewarded experience look like in something like that? Like, would it work even in sports simulation or the other subgenres?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I was mentioning, as long as there are trackable events and as I was mentioning also, and the fact that we're not like a super premium source. Like it's accessible also for like indie developers to test us out and see how we perform, and then they all take their own decisions. Performance is different for everyone. So I would say absolutely, because I'm a fan of simulation racing games. So big Gran Turismo fan here. So yeah, absolutely, they can do that, and they shouldn't shy away from it. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, look, we'll leave it there because we have our next speaker ready. Oliviero, thank you very much indeed for that.
Thank you.
A round of applause for our speaker.
Absolutely. Thank you.